5 minutes to go. First game starts in 5 minutes time. It'll be the under-17s, Tasmanian girls hosting South Australia under-17s. 5 minutes.
So he sent me some word and I was like, yeah, but think about the okay insurance. I wrote a Canada Steers or stuff. I looked at the okay one, they like open all the way in. I looked at that, shoots in and I followed up they're not nice and loose on the They actually look like quite severe. Otherwise, it would have
I think they are.
so I don't like that. I don't like
It's interesting how. I don't know. I just don't know what
brand
that. Honestly, I think it's all just kind of scanned together normally.
where's this one?
Yes, so this is the main field for this round. Yep, yeah, that's how there's all the markings and stuff. Yeah. I'm watching my brain go. Oh, enjoy.
Well, when I got to Hutchins, they said, you know, if you're trying to sort out, here, you've been working with the okay, but they're not very good at getting back to us. It's like, all right, so I'll take over, you know, here, and the rest of the stuff, just without slot, without general school stuff, which is supposed to go through with our I haven't been able to, it's something that they can't give us, that we can go out and fix it. So it's pretty good years, like, to go and fix it, and we'll be okay. And the jackets were, okay, cool. The jackets were stuff.
4 minutes, Greg.
Alrighty, so welcome to Rugby Park. We've got another South Australian tour down
down here to Hobart. We've got the ladies under 17s and under 16s playing, and they're going to be playing some sevens rugby over the next few hours. So, Liam,
hello.
Lovely to have you on the mic again. I suppose it's
wonderful.
good for me to be back on the mic again as well. It's been a little while since we had the boys down here, and great to have rugby in Hobart.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for it. The sun is shining, as you can see on the camera. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, it's not dissimilar to what we had when we had the boys down here a few weeks ago. The Friday night was pouring with rain. Although the conditions are a lot better than that. We don't have the wind, we don't have the freezing cold snow on the mountain, but a bit of a drizzle, but that's not too bad. I think we probably used to playing in the rain down in Hobart, so we'll see how the rugby holds.
Yeah, this hopefully will benefit us for the ability to catch in the rain, since we do it so often. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I know it benefited England 2003. Every game they played, it was raining. So there's that.
South Australian ladies coming down here. I'm very excited to see how they play. Obviously, they've got a fair bit of rugby in South Australia, and they've got a comp going over there, which is lovely for them. And it's great to see that there's women's rugby is growing and more participants. So I think their skill level will probably be a higher skill level than our level down here. But nevertheless, I think it'll be a good game.
I think it's going to be a great game. I know Marida's done some excellent work with the girls, and she's worked really, really hard. So I think Hobart, the Tassie team will be giving it some. And I know from the under-18s and the under-16s games, the junior development in South Australia is really strong at the moment. And it'll be really good to see how they match up.
Yeah, not too long until kick-off. I think Mick's out there, Wade and the ladies are just sorting themselves out here. South Australia just to our left-hand side of our commentary box, getting ready to run on. So it's probably, they should be on, I reckon, in the next 2 minutes. Coincidentally, I think there's a fair bit of rugby around at the moment in Australia. There's a lot of sevens comps being played up, particularly up in Queensland way. I know there's a few up there at the moment and a few going on. I think the Darwin Sevens was just played a few weeks ago. So there's a lot of sevens on at the moment, which is awesome, and it's great to, be available to watch either on YouTube or on TV.
Yeah, it's so good to be able to play. I know for the boys, it was one of the few games being played because everyone else was in quarantine, and that was so nice to see such a good turnout and so large numbers on YouTube, and I hope we get that today as well.
And the Tassie girls are coming out just the left-hand side of our screen. They're on their way out the change rooms. So for most of our Tassie girls down here, they don't play much rugby. They've got a team that's, not really a team. They've got a bit of a Friday night comp that we've got for our boys, and the ladies have a fair bit of training. They play sort of in smaller groups and try and get a game here and there where they can. So there's not much rugby for them. So it's lovely to have a bit more of a competition today, which is exciting. And the South Australian girls are out there as well. So things will be underway soon. So Tassie in the yellow on the left-hand side of the screen, playing from left to right, and South Australia in the blue, Tassie to kick off.
Nice kick to space. Oh.
Solid contact on the first tackle, which is good to see the ladies getting stuck in there.
That was a great hit.
using a bit of width now, which is nice, getting the ball wide.
She could be through.
Cross cover coming. Beautiful, lovely takedown.
Great tackle.
And the first try to South Australia.
Great try.
Yeah, I think the start of that very much came, obviously a nice hit from the kickoff, which was good by Tassie. Ladies spread the ball wide and use the width, and I think that obviously is the key in our sevens, is getting that width on the ball and get into those spaces.
Yeah, and getting the cover back, making sure you're drifting back and getting into position and not relying on your girls. Bit of an awkward angle, this one.
Lovely strike, unfortunately just pushed it to the left. So 5-0 to South Australia. Unfortunately, we don't have a team list, and I know the South Australian young ladies, they don't have numbers on their jersey, so we won't be able to give any names of players, but we'll call the game as we can. Be good to see what Tassie can do if they're going to receive this ball. It'll be the first time they have the ball, so we'll see where they go from here.
Oh, nice and short. So the ball not going 10 means it's a short arm from the centre of the field, and should be Tassie ball, and I'm sure they'll run it and have a crack. Well left. I could see the eagerness to get onto it, but well left.
Stay squishy. Yeah, good idea to get my jacket, yeah?
Good defence by South Australia, straight over that ball. That's one of the things that when the South Australian boys were down here a few weeks ago, they were very good on their defence and very quick over that ball. So we'll see how the ladies go.
Yeah, some very quick ruck speed. Good counter ruck there.
Little knock on about Tassie. So we have our first scrum down.
We're back, Tassie.
Can't see it at the moment, but if we had a wider angle, you can see South Australia set both left and right, and Tassie are all over to their left-hand side. So we'll see if they move over, and yeah, they go. They're moving over now. There we go. That's good. Nice break from the scrum.
Oh, great hit, though.
Good contact. Looks like it might be a little bit high, and that's a yellow.
Straight yellow.
It's very much something we're looking at in today's game, trying to make sure we protect the players. So no warning there, but if it's, if it's high and it's deliberate, then they're going to have to spend some time on the bench. Tad's got a tap. Let's see if they use the space. They played very, very narrow for the first, few times they got the ball. So let's see if they can use some space and get wide.
Well held on to that.
Get there!
Good defence by South Australia, driving Tassie backwards, taking a good 15 metres there. And coming in from the side, unfortunately, by South Australia, so it gives Tassie another opportunity to take a tap.
Next one, make this one.
I think she was just a bit carried away.
Mo, there's only 6 out there.
That was full time. 7 minutes.
Good, good.
Here we go!
I know he was looking after the on-field time.
Some nice continue by Tassie at the moment. Just got to keep those hands up. I think there's a few balls that have gone to ground, so hopefully they can try and keep those hands up and receive those balls on the run.
Oh,
Looks
another
like
card.
Yeah, another high tackle. So Mick, the referee, obviously very much been cautious for the safety of players.
It's one each.
You've got 25 seconds, so if you want to do a little bit.
Oh, there's a break there.
Good defence. Great work by South Australia. They really worked hard on their defence.
Hey, just head down to the taxi and tell him you got 10 seconds. I'll give you an indication when you can come on.
10 seconds.
Yep. Yep.
There we go. We've got the advantage for Tassie now.
Get off the line, girls.
Using the width of the pitch. There she goes. Great counter ruck by South Australia. Quickly stopped. Has she got the legs to make it the whole way? Great defence from Tassie there. Made it all the way back to cover. There we go, ruck is formed now. Nice straight running there by that girl.
Fair bit of one-off running around the corner here. It'll be nice to see him use a bit more width. There's a lot of space out there.
So another good defence there from Tassie.
Counter rucking coming in.
Oh, nearly through there.
Tough luck. Unfortunately, a bit of a knock on there when they picked the ball up, so that's not going to be a try, and that's going to be a half time. So some entertaining rugby here in the first half. I think the big takeaways here, you know, some good solid defence, which is good, some good hard running, but I think maybe a bit more space from both teams using that width of the field. They're playing very, very narrow around the corner, and if they can get some more width, I reckon it'll be more beneficial for them.
Yeah, I think it's get the nerves out the system, and then they'll start being able to pass the ball and relax into it a bit more.
We might just take a break for a sec while they have their half time, and we will be back soon.
Charlotte's pecking us out, I can tell. She hasn't gone on yet, and she's just like going.
See anything or? I think we ended up in 8 minutes and a half, so everyone can come on. It's surprisingly good. Hasn't been too many breakaway tries, thankfully. No, so Phil is over there, he's doing 15s, and then he'll do the third game as well, so we're alternating.
I'm like, where are Would
just go through
pretty much on the minute.
Go through the touch stage, but whenever there's a break, just you can bring him on and off. You don't need my attention.
Yeah, no, normally it's just how we roll. We just want to get the girls through quite quickly. Yeah, because they're pretty experienced.
There's a hole in my boot and this one sock is drenched.
Alrighty, so we're back on for the second half. Still 5-0 to South Australia. South Australia now running from left to right of the screen. Kicking off to Tassie. So if you just joined us, this is the ladies under 17s. 7 South Australia versus Tasmania down in Hobart.
South Australia in the blue, Hobart in the yellow and gold. Well, yellow and green, sorry.
So a long, deep kick, putting Tassie back in their half. Let's see how they go. Good solid run up, a bit of a knock on there. Unfortunately, that'll be a turnover and a scrum down to South Australia. They've got a really good attack. Oh, no. Sorry, that's a penalty. I'm not sure what that's for, but we'll play on. It's a tap and go, and let's see what they can do with it. They haven't quite used the width very well in the first half, so hopefully both teams can use the space. We can get some good width from the ball. Solid contact.
Solid contact.
And a turnover. South Australia, good counter ruck. South Australia in possession of the ball.
Hand off to the face there.
There we go, using a bit of width left behind her, unfortunately. Here we go, get some width on the ball, that's good. Good running, nice and wide.
Oh, that's really good. Shame it didn't pay off for them.
Little knock on the ground there. So lost it forward, it'll be scrum down to South Australia.
In a bit of a dangerous zone there.
Yeah, it was good. I think that, we're only just over a minute and a half into the second half, but straight away we can see that there's a fair bit of width being used in the game, which is good. Compared to the first half, was very much around the corner and very, very narrow. So hopefully you see a bit more running rugby out wide.
Yeah. As a forward, I'm looking for a good shove here in the scrum, hopefully.
The ball's come out to the right-hand side. Good straight to hard running.
That was a great line.
Around the corner.
Oh,
good hands.
Great hands.
And a lovely try. So just held on to that ball, just drew her player out. And once she had committed inside, she had a bit of a weak shoulder, which allowed her to go through and score that try. So 10-0 to South Australia with the kick to come. Good effort of the kick there. Didn't get too much onto it.
Well, the ball will be getting very slippery by now.
Yeah, very much so, particularly with all the wet weather we've had down here in Tassie. You can see it looks very much like a country farmland field, I'd say, with the long grass.
Sure does.
Feel like we're in the UK.
Yeah, definitely.
So sevens rules, or laws, should I say. The team that scores kicks off to the team that that's just been scored against, should I say. So you'll see that once a team scores the points, they actually kick back to the opposition.
That's a good line, good running line there.
Straight over the ball, scooped it up. Some really good hands for the wet weather. Good turnover by South Australia. They've got some ladies spread out here nice and wide. Let's see if they can use that space.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, really good intention there. I think they had a bit more width out there, which was good. And just, you know, if they had taken that ball, she could have probably popped it outside to the wing and they would have, you know, have made some good meters.
Yeah, some great meters. Hopefully Tassie have a good push on this one.
So ball in for Tassie, and it's out the back. Nice hard running. So still holding herself up with the tackle. Offloads it. Keeping the ball alive, which is great. Solid defence, driving them back.
Very strong defence. Come on, Tassie, just run the ball.
So it's a turnover to South Australia. They might use the space here. Good use the space, getting it wide. A little bit of over-tracking there by Tassie. Nice offload off the ground, a bit of a pop off the floor.
Good counter ruck from Tassie there, though.
Been really impressed with the defence by the ladies from both teams in this game. Another try to South Australia.
Another try.
Very much working around the corner and using the edges pretty well. So we're about 6.5 minutes into the second half, so there's probably enough time for a kickoff, I'd say, after this. Currently 15-0 with a kick to come. Nice strike, but unfortunately pushes it just right to the uprights. And that is full time. So the first game of the under-17s, Tasmanian versus South Australia. South Australia 15-0 the victors. Hold tight, won't be long, and we'll have the under-15 ladies on here for game 2.
Sounds good.
We'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Bit of good physicality in there. Yeah, I did that when I went. I did second guess myself, but I was already there.
But you already made the decision. It was like, don't go with it. You did exactly the right thing.
That's all right. Pretty cool. It's only 5 off the 5 from
10 from a 10 for a line out.
Men's you usually count at 8 metres. It's got about 3 metres. That's this one's half metre.
Yeah, they're not very light. I think we just play rolling. So as soon as the time's up, chuck them on. I tried to get them down so it's actually in on. It's just the easiest because then they're right in line to play rather than coming all the way from here.
First one, that's why I moved the chair over there because I couldn't see going. 22 seconds left. And I was like, no, it's not your fault. I was like, oh, geez, you better just keep that down a bit. So
You might say the wrong thing.
no, that's okay. That's all good. But that was played some good defence out there. I mean, I know there was one at times, but I mean, in terms of defence, there weren't many missed tackles. It was really solid defence, which was good. Really good.
Both sides had the after the early yellow.
And they were trying to keep the tackle.
And the good thing was the chat on the field was, you know, they were picking each other up and they were starting to creep up. You know, there was a tackle at the end there which was a bit high, but it was the end of the game and they were in a scoring opportunity, so they didn't want to pull it up. And then
That's right. The playoff gives them the advantage.
That's good. It was solid opportunity.
but geez, yeah, some of those hits from
But it's nice and soft. Like, it doesn't matter if you hit hard, you're going to hit the ground and it's
And then the short girl from South Australia, the one who did the famous clean out, she was just going into everything. 100%.
Yeah, she came in there. I don't think she even realised. Like, I don't know. She came in. She was just going like they put in the China store, and she put her head down.
Well, that's a weird thing. Like, she just going straight through, no arms, and like you had there was enough on there. You didn't need to.
Didn't need to give it away. So a couple of times Tassie could have actually gone onto the ball. They cleaned out and they just needed to go, yep, thank you very much.
Yeah, it's not understanding when you call
Falls
falls
out.
There wasn't much to use.
You know, you've made all the effort.
Went, but South Australia used it all in the second half. First half was just so narrow, just like all around.
Especially these under 4 minutes.
There's a lot more space.
They played away from Mia and Anna, the big girl from Bernie.
Oh yeah.
So they were on that side of the field and they stayed over there. Whereas Mia really needs to be roaming almost like a little 7-8 girls playing footy on Thursday night. She just stayed on that wing the entire game.
I had a year 9 team that I've never played. Like, I had 2 players who played before. And
I'm looking forward to the next one.
and they played very well.
So we got 15s, then we got 17s again, and then 15s again. Is that it? And then 2 games.
Hello.
Oh, 6.
I heard that you are
We're
pretty good at
supposed to be
stripping.
winning 15.
I was sent down to see you.
Depends on what you need to do. No one's turned up to play it, so. We'll just have a 10-minute break and then go back into it.
Haven't?
I can do knees and ankles and wrists, but I've never done ribs. And
It's got a bit of a sore rib. I wanted to strap it up.
Do it for you by the senator. I'm not there.
You see, like stuff like sent me Snapchats of the field for the screen. Everything that's green is bright orange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome back. We've got the under 15s Tassie girls just running out.
All right, if you've just joined us, as Liam just said, my name's Sean and this is Liam. And we've got the Tassie under 15 ladies playing against South Australia under 15 ladies. They're just about to kick off, just come out. And the game prior to this was won by South Australia under 17s ladies, 15 points to 0.
Hopefully we'll have another good game like the under 17s game.
Yeah, the last game was really entertaining. We had some good hard hits and solid contacts. You know, probably a bit more use of the space would have been good, but I think, you know, for a lot of these ladies, particularly the Tassie girls, haven't had much rugby this year. I know South Australian ladies have got a bit of competition going, which is good, but it's nice to see them playing rugby nevertheless in some light drizzle for our conditions today. So there's no, but a bit of a light drizzle, and we're about to kick off. Kick off by South Australia, going from left to right, and
Good
Tassie are in the green, yellow, and red.
There's some very hard hits already.
Bit of a wild offload there, unfortunately, looks like it's gone forward. So it'll be a scrum down, first scrum to Tassie. I know one of the comments we made in the last game was that it was very solid contact around the edges, particularly the defence from both teams. So we'll see how these ladies go. It looks like there's no love lost out there.
There definitely isn't. What a push.
Solid counter scrum there and push from the South Australian ladies. Bit of a hard tackle by Tassie. Around the back of the neck, and South Australia still in possession. And a lovely try by the South Australian young lady.
Great individual try. Just keep on running. They made it nice and easy for the kicker under the post.
Good attempt to strike with the ball. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make good enough contact to get that over the post, but it remains 5-0 to South Australia. And we're about a minute and a half into the first half.
I think the rain's gone from a drizzle to properly raining now as well, which will make conditions really hard.
Yeah, I think in the first game with the under-17s, the handling was pretty good, but unfortunately there was a few times the ball wasn't quite put in the right place, and it does make it more difficult when it's wet. It's pretty greasy out there, and the longer ice as well doesn't help. But nevertheless, I'm sure the ladies, if they tuck it in nice and tight and work hard, they can keep possession of that ball.
Fingers crossed.
That's backwards, and Tassie has still got possession of the ball.
There's a lot of blue around that ruck. Forward pass, no?
Good counter ruck coming in by South Australia.
Looks like South Australia are really trying to disrupt the ruck at this point. Oh,
solid defence.
That's great tackling. And she's back up to do another one. Off her feet, play on. Well held
Good
there.
hands, bit of a bounce pass, and turnover to South Australia. Let's see what they can do. It looks like they've used the ball. The young lady that just scored has had another hard run and set it up, and I think there's a bit of space out for the South Australians on the left-hand side.
Good rucking by Tassie, though.
Tough luck. It was a really nice drawing pass. Unfortunately, that ball's been knocked forward, but great drawing pass. Just needed to hold on to that and run that into the try line.
That was very unlucky.
First scrum by South Australia was dominated, or they dominated the first scrum with Tassie ball. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully, for the Tassie team, they can hold that scrum time or get that ball really quickly in and out and get using it.
They're going to need to. That scrum was definitely dominating from SA before.
Again, turnover at scrum time by South Australia. Scrum off working hard, runs through one. And that's another try to South Australia. The fact that they've got a dominant scrum, if there's going to be scrum times, I think Tassie might struggle a bit to retain that ball. They need to try and make the most of what they can with ball in hand and not have to get to set pieces.
Yeah, especially in these conditions where you're looking like there might be a few extra knock-ons. You really want your scrum to be able to give you the ball when it's yours.
Unfortunately, that kick was unconverted, just fell short of the uprights. So it's 10-0, 4.5 minutes into the game. And South Australia will kick back to Tassie. South Australia kicking back off to Tasmania. Let's see if they can make some metres this time. Good take to the ball.
Oh, unlucky. She's in.
Whipped it in the tackle and has turned it over. Run up this right-hand side of the field and put down another 5 points. Just looked too easy, that, didn't it?
Yeah. I'll take the ball and I'll score. Thank you.
Obviously, retaining possession is important, but at the same time, making sure that you hold on to that ball, you know, when you're getting tackled or when you go into contact is you know, exceptionally important. You don't want to just have those easy turnovers. It makes it very difficult for your team, you know, if you don't retain that ball in contact.
Unlucky kick there, just wide. Good legs, just wide. The good thing is, though, looking at the Tassie girls, the heads are still up on most of them. They look like they still are enjoying themselves, though. Kick off to the same space. This looks like a determined young lady. There you go. Good run. Strong counter ruck again. Ball's turned over. Knock on.
Another scrum, and Tassie going to have to make sure they get that ball in and out nice and quickly. There's about a minute left in this half, so once the scrum's set and the ball's in, they're probably very close to the last play of this half.
Oh, look at that push from South Australia. Wow.
Turnover and use of the ball out to the left-hand side. Good tackle and defence by Tassie. Coming off her feet, unfortunate that breakdown. Some good width out there now. Definitely using the space a bit more.
Unlucky with the offload. Good tackle. Let's get reset.
Slight fumbling knock on there. That could be the end of the first half, I think. And
Sure
that
is.
is. So the score is currently 15-0 to South Australia versus Tasmania in the ladies under 15s. And yeah, I think the defence again is held pretty well from both teams. Obviously, South Australia have dominated this this half of the first half of the under 15 ladies. I think particular the fact that their scrum has been so strong has probably given them a few more opportunities than the Tasmanian ladies have had. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, I think the same. I think the scrum has been fundamental in a couple of the tries, and just turning over when it's your feed and you're losing it and you know you're going to lose it because the scrum's so strong is really disheartening. And as well as the rucks, I mean, number 2 for South Australia, her counter rucking, she's coming through the gate strong every time, and it's just causing a bit of disrupt in getting the ball out to Tasmania, which is really hard for them to play the game when you're not getting the ball from your ruck as well.
Yeah, I think again it'd be nice to see a bit more width being used. I think the ladies very much play around the corner, and we know how much space there is in sevens rugby, so if they can get more width on that ball, and even if it's only a 2-pass width, and get more space out there and find a few more holes, will be good for both teams.
100%, totally agree.
They're not pushing them over the top, so they're coming off the ball quickly, so it's okay. Even though the score would imply, like, if that was a runaway over here, just numbers, so yeah, beautiful. Of course, you're like, oh, no, that hasn't touched the ground. Play on it.
All right, so we're back to Rugby Park. New Zealand, South Australia in the
She's through. What a great run. All the way through from a strong catch all the way through.
Lovely run by South Australia there. Just, you know, collected that ball and just went right through the defence, straight up the middle of the park. So, looked too easy, that try. You know, hopefully Tassie will receive this ball back and have a crack and be able to, you know, show what they can do with the ball as well. So, kick to come. It is 20-0. And that just dribbles under the post. So, it'll be a kick-off. South Australia kicking back to Tassie in the second half.
That was such a quick try, and hopefully we'll turn around and be able to get one for Tassie on the board soon.
I still was introducing the half, and
yeah,
next thing is a try.
I was caught turning my microphone on, and she was already on the 22. That was pretty good going. Great catch.
Yeah, very well taken. Bit of an offload. That's nice. Use more space out there.
There we go.
Very
in a bit of
direct.
space.
Good defence by South Australia again. Knock on in the tackle, and I think that'll be a scrum down for SA.
I think we've got some different forwards now, so we'll see how dominating the scrum is with some different girls in the pack.
South Australia feed, and we'll pull that back and start that again. Interesting to look at the Tasmanian backline. Yeah, they're very, very deep, as if it's their own ball. I'm not too sure that they've realised that it's not their ball. So they're sort of standing deep in a backline, very much like it's their own ball. We'll see how that works when they have to defend. Better scrum by Tassie, but South Australia still get that ball out the back. Looks like it might be a bit of a fumble and a knock on there. So it'll be a Tassie scrum down. Just, I think, didn't quite keep eyes on the ball the entire time, and she picked that ball up, and just a little bit of a fumble, and that gives Tasmania the opportunity to have a scrum and use that ball.
Okay, so in the back line, you can't see there's some Tassie movement. They're all stacking round to the left side. And SA haven't read it either, so let's see how this goes.
Tassie won their first scrum, which is awesome. Good work for them. They've got that ball now, and the ball's out. Working on the left-hand side. Good hands.
Good hands.
Great defence. Great defence by South Australia. They've really made good contact at defensive time and solid tackles. Nice hard run by Tasmania.
Great run from Tassie.
Got to hang on to that ball and secure it.
Yeah, it was a one-hand carry, that one.
Counter ruck, beautiful counter ruck by South Australia. That young lady, I think number 2 again, come in the counter ruck and really just dominated that area. They got the ball out wide now to some space on the right-hand side. Number 8's a beautiful handoff, and she's off.
She's through by the looks of things.
That's a lovely try by South Australia. I think that the big turning point there obviously was that counter ruck.
Yeah.
As you talked about, the number 2 from South Australia has been really good at that counter ruck in this game, and you know, coming through, taking that ball and getting the turnover has really really been damaging for Tasmania.
Well, there was actually, in that last movement, there was some really good off-ball play. The lady or the girl who gave the ball to the try scorer, she actually looped round behind and was the option on the outside, right on the wing again, which was really, really good to see.
About 4.5 minutes into the second half of this game. South Australia leading 25-0.
Set up to receive, girls.
Just waiting for a shoelace to be tied.
Spread out, girls. Spread out. Spread
All right, and we're off.
Oh, a nice low one.
Good pick up by Tasmania. Met with good contact by South Australia. Ball's out.
There's number 2 again. Good
yeah,
spin.
she's got good speed. She's got good strength. Nice offload. Looks like it might have travelled forward. It is. Bad luck. That was, you know, I think some good solid contacts and running hard to that ball. Try to get that offload to keep that ball going rather than, you know, slow it down at ruck time. But unfortunately, just pushed that forward a bit in the pop.
Yeah, especially when you're that close and your defence isn't set. Get that offload. That would have been probably close to a try.
So the last scrum that Tassie had, they won their scrum, which was great for them. You know, good opportunity to be able to use that ball. Let's see how they go in the second scrum, because South Australia have been very strong at scrum time in this game.
Oh, they've done it again. SA have won against the head.
Good space, good width using that ball nice and wide. There we go. There's that width we talked about earlier.
Good cover tackle, though, from Tassie.
Nice width out there again to number 2. She's pretty solid. Gets that offload again. Looping around there again. You know, we just talked about how that young lady was looping around on that pass when they scored the try. We saw that again from South Australia. You know, give that ball and find the space around the corner. That, you know, number 4 getting around that corner, making sure that they can try and, you know, get a second touch on the ball, which is so important.
Yeah, especially in sevens when you've just got so much space on the sides.
And the ball's out. Tassie got the ball. Good defence again by number 2 from South Australia. She's had an absolute screamer of a game today, hasn't she?
She's been really, really good today.
She's been everywhere. Turnover by South Australia. This could be a try. Number 5 working really hard up that right-hand side.
Yeah.
She's got some good speed. And that is another 5 points to South Australia with a kick to come.
Looks a bit like Tassie weren't quite sure what was going on there.
Well, the turnover was, you know, unfortunately the ball popped out on the turnover and you know, that young lady just pushed up that right-hand side where there was space. I think that after this kick, that could be full time. It's currently 30 points to 0 with a kick to come, and that could be the end of the game at the end of this kick.
But once again, a very good, entertaining game from both sides. It was really good to see.
Definitely, very much so. So that brings us to the end of our under-15s game. That's our first game of the day for under-15s. 30 points to South Australia to Tasmanians 0. And we'll be back in a little while for the under-17s.
That's correct. Awesome. See you soon.
Just over there for a minute. It's like, oh shit.
Particularly if you've counter-rucked. Like they counter-rucked a couple of times and I'm like, just pick that thing up. I just haven't quite realised. It was one of them just towards the end there and she got knocked out of my hand, but she came through, she just sort of squirted out. She looked at me and play on, get on with it. Keep going. She was like shocked. Ended up with her hand and then she got knocked out. But it's just well, and these guys are they're getting a more regular bouncing,
Back at Rugby Park, we've got the under-17 ladies playing again in their second game. I'm joined by Lisa from South Australia, who's over here. She works for South Australian Rugby, and she's come over on tour to do some coaching. She's a referee, and she's going to do some commentary with us. So welcome, Lisa.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sean. Just like all of... Oh, is my mic not on? Not on yet. No. Hold up a second. A few technical difficulties.
That's all right. Looks like we're just sorting out some microphone issues.
There we go. I should have my mic on now. Yes, I was just saying to myself that just like all of us in minor states, I do wear many hats. Those hats include referee, player, coach, manager, water runner, and all around good fun guy. So here we are. And coming up first, we've got Grace having a barnstorming run down the middle of the paddock. Grace is one of our younger players who also happens to play in our women's competition in South Australia. She's in that age group and has a skill set that we're able to sign her off to let her play up and have a bit of a run around in our SA women's competition. Here she goes again. She's
Loves
out
the ball,
there,
doesn't she?
Out there in that blue scrum cap.
I think that's one of the good things. I know we've got a few gentlemen down here that play in our, in our men's when they're on 18s, and it gives them a lot more confidence to play in their own age group. So it's really good for them if they're able to, and if they safely, if they can do it safely.
Oh, 100%, Sean. And look, we know that it's not ideal, and certainly we know that it's not a perfect world. Ideally, we want to have a standalone junior girls competition, and SA Rugby, it's high on their priority, and it's what we're trying to work towards. Oh, unfortunate little knock-on both ways by the looks of things there.
Yeah, so first knock-on by South Australia, which turns that ball over. We are just over a minute into the game, so Tassie will, I think it'll be the first time they get the ball, actually, in this game. So we'll see what they can do. Scrum down, I know the last game was pretty even at scrum time, which is good. The last under-17s game that we had. So we'll see how the ladies go in this game. One of the things I talked about in the last game was maybe just trying to find a bit more width on the field. I think they very much went around the corner and didn't use too much space. And I think if both teams can find more space on the field today, that'll be a lot more entertaining and a fair bit more tries being scored.
Yeah, that's a fair shout there, Sean. Most of our girls here play 15s regularly, and we tend to not play too much 7s, so it's a bit of a transition period whilst they're adjusting to that width on the field. I'll just take this opportunity to point out, if you're wondering why the SA girls don't have numbers on their back, it's a little kit issue that we've had, but I do want to point out the fact that on the front of their jerseys, there's, gone down there at the back of the scrum, they do have a big sponsor logo on them. Fortunately enough, we've been able to secure a sponsor for these girls to give them an opportunity to get out there and have a run against other girls their age. So Chromogen, thank you immensely for your sponsorship of the team. Really, really appreciate it, and cannot thank you enough for how much you've supported these girls to get out there today and get them on the paddock and just get around women's rugby or young girl rugby.
Yeah, definitely. That's amazing. That's really is amazing. I think the opportunity for these ladies to be able to go on a tour, as we said, there's not too much rugby for these ladies, in their own states. But the opportunity for them to get out and go on a tour with sponsors, it makes it that much more affordable and much easier for these ladies to be able to get out and go and find rugby, which is wonderful. So thank you very much for that sponsorship.
Oh, good scrum there. This one managed to stay up.
Counter ruck by South Australia coming in. That could be a turnover. They've been very good with their counter rucks today. Looks like they might have come through the side, unfortunately, on that.
Oh.
May have come off the foot and not off the hand. So it's play on. Offload in the tackle. A little bit loose.
You might be able to pick up on this, but it is extremely wet and slippery out here. Certainly for us Adelaide-based persons, we are not used at all to playing in these conditions. So a little bit of adjustment for those girls to figure out how to catch a ball, a big, slippery, wet, covered in grass ball in these conditions. Certainly something we're not used to in SA. So feeding the scrum for SA, we've got Kira Reid. Shout out to Kira Reid. She's our captain for the team. Fantastic sportswoman, and it's been great to have her in the program and really see her develop as a player and develop her leadership skills both on-field and off-field. Like that last scrum might have gone down a little bit awkwardly for the hooker.
A change on the hooker in the scrum in the front row, so we'll see what the ladies can do. They definitely have got some good hard running players in the South Australian team, and we'll see how the Tassie defence holds after the scrum.
Great scrum there. Really nice quick ball for SA.
Very direct running. Lovely hands using the width out there. Very nice width on the field.
Fair play. Well done, Tassie. Good smart rugby to turn that ball over.
I think that might be Mia running up there on the left-hand side of the field. And the crowd has gone crazy over here. I think that's
What
the
a
first
run.
point that's been scored by Tassie all day today, so they are ecstatic.
That's a great, great run down there by the Tassie number 10. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure on her name, but I do know that she's got a fantastic running style, and I wish I looked half as good running down the pitch as she does. Good chase down by Jet Verway as well. She was in pursuit. Jet's one of our other players in SA, one of our other juniors who plays up into the women's competition. She does, in fact, play for Burnside Rugby Club. If you weren't aware, Burnside Rugby Club actually won 4 premierships this year, and it is, in fact, a little bit of an internal joke that every time we talk about Burnside, you have to mention the fact they won 4 of their senior premierships this year.
No worries, no worries. All good. Chase was good. Did really well. It had a really nice view of the ball. Take no chance to kill you. It's okay. No, all good. All good. No worries. Let's go. On it. Yeah.
5-0 to Tassie, and South Australians running very direct. This young lady runs really hard and straight. Counter ruck, not a counter ruck, sorry. Hands on the ruck has been called by the referee, and I think he's very much on the money there. Ruck was formed and hands were in on the ball, so some good continuity here by South Australia. Yeah, penalty advantage still there for South Australia, not back 10.
Go with her, Faith. Go round. Spread right, girl. Push around, Yvonne. Push around.
Oh, great tackle there by Tassie.
All right, I think we're back. We're just trying to sort out a few microphone issues here. Nice hard running by this young lady. She's got some real good speed and strength, and she's broken through the line. She took a lovely offload between 2 players and just took the space really well.
Fantastic effort there. That young lady there scoring right in the middle of the post is Yvonne Vuata, one of the fantastic Vuata sisters. She is here representing South Australia and has come through the ranks down at Woodville Rugby Club. I think possibly even spending a season or 2 abroad over at up in the north in Elizabeth. But I think Woodville is her natural habitat. So great young little pocket rocket. Really hard young rugby player.
So the kick was unsuccessful, and that leaves the half-time score at 5 points to all, or 5 points to South Australia and 5 points to Tassie. And Lisa, do you want to tell us a bit about your local comp that you guys have got in South Australia? I know that we don't have much for our young ladies down here, but it'd be nice to just get a bit of information about what you guys have for the ladies, or at least for the younger age groups in South Australia.
Yeah, sure thing, Sean. So in SA, we have a senior women's competition that we run through our winter season. Currently, that competition has around about 8 or 9 teams participating. Hopefully next season we have Onkaparinga back into the ranks. And then for our junior girls, we are looking to build a new program for them next year, formalise something in particularly this under 15s and under 17s age group. So we really want to grow something there and get these girls playing together a little bit more regularly. So our under 15s team, which are coming up in the next game, majority of them still play in our mixed gendered rugby competitions. So they play 15s alongside a whole lot of boys. Most of them tend to be one of 1 or 1 of 2 or 3 girls playing in a team. So it can be can be a little bit tricky for those youngsters involved in those predominantly male teams. So next year, Rugby SA really wants to formalise some kind of competition and get these girls coming together and playing a little bit more regularly. Potentially the idea there is that they might be coming together on Friday nights to play some games against each other, and then that way they're still able to play with their clubs on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, so I suppose it's very similar to how we work down here in Tas with our youngsters. We very much got a mixed gender in our juniors all the way up until under 14s, and then some of these ladies and under 15s unfortunately haven't had much rugby this year, but over the last sort of 2 or 3 years we've been working really hard at developing our juniors and particularly our junior ladies. So we've got some numbers going, and they've also been playing the mixed gender rugby up until under 14s, and then this year they've had an opportunity to compete in the under 15s and the under 17s ladies sevens, which they're doing today. So we don't have many of our ladies playing in the women's. I don't think we're quite at that level yet. That many of our ladies have played enough rugby to play in our women's. We've got women's rugby down here, which is statewide. It's generally a sevens competition that we play throughout our winter months, and they travel statewide to play in that competition. We've got about 8 or 10 teams in that competition, which is great to see ladies and women's rugby developing, and we hope to be able to work hard on working with these junior ladies and develop their rugby and get the game growing more around the country.
Yeah, great. So it sounds like with that statewide competition, you'd probably have a few more logistical issues. Our competition is just Adelaide-based, so just through the metropolitan region. But in saying that, our further north club would be the Barossa Valley Rugby Club, and our further south would be Onkaparinga, and that's still a good hour and a half distance in travel between those two. So it is still spread out across the whole of the metro area. Looks like Tassie is keen and ready to get going, get this second half underway. SA looks like they're almost ready. A couple of the girls wrapped up in our blankets. It's still quite cold. It's still coming down with rain. It has not stopped since I got out of bed this morning. That included, it was raining when I took the SA team down to the beach this morning for some recovery. So a few of the girls were not too happy about getting into the ocean this morning for a bit of recovery.
I suppose it's better than if you were here a few weeks ago, the boys. We had snow on the mountain and it was extremely cold, but nevertheless it is chilly today. The ladies obviously wrapped up, trying to keep themselves warm, and we're about to get underway with the second half. It is currently 5 points all, and South Australia will kick off to Tasmania.
This is great. This is really great to see a nice close game between these two sides. So the second half, I don't know, it could go either way. Looks like SA's made a couple of subs. For anyone watching along at home and wondering, we are playing just rolling subs. No substitution limit, so just rolling through, which I believe is a Rugby Australia policy nowadays, Australia-wide, that juniors play with the rolling unlimited substitutions. I think it's not until you get to under 19 law that changes. Although as a referee, I feel like I should probably know that.
That's right, we forgive you. You're on tour, so you're allowed to have some downtime from work. So there was a bit of a high shot there, unfortunately, from South Australia, which led to a penalty to Tassie. They've taken a quick tap and they're on the run. Defence has been really good today from both teams, and it's lovely to see some solid hits like that coming in.
Holy
again.
Moly! That is Grace Fitzsimmons there in the blue scrum cap. She is loving this contact.
Tassie used a bit more width now, which is good to see. Offload, looks like it may have been forward, unfortunately for Tasmania. Turnover to South Australia, they're on the run. Again, playing nice and direct. This young lady's got some good hands. She looks like she's an athlete. Great skills, and just slipped through the tackle and use her speed and strength to get through there and puts on 5 points under the post.
Well done, Jet. That's a second try in this game, or second try in this tournament. Excellent work. Just able to exploit that space that opened up just in front of her.
Hits the crossbar, unfortunately, that conversion. So it is 10 points to 5. We're about just under 2 minutes into the second half. And as Lisa said, it's lovely to see a tight game play between these two teams. Ladies, nevertheless, put the weather aside, look like they're having a great time out there and really enjoying themselves, particularly with some of the contacts and the hits that are going on out there.
Yeah, this game in particular, there's been a couple of amazing tackles. Interested to see what else is going to happen. I think there's still time for some more big hits to come.
A sneaky little low grubber for the kickoff, and looks like it potentially may be knocked on by Tasmania, but nevertheless, it's a turnover for South Australia.
Oh, great offload there from Sentinel Lapworth. Oh, unfortunate little bit of a knock on there.
Turnover for Tassie, and they are off. Up this inside, this close side being tracked down by South Australia. Great tackle.
Little bit of mess there at that ruck. What a great run up the sideline that was, though, from Taz. And the chase down was excellent work there from Brooklyn Morrison as well.
Turnover to South Australia. They use a bit more width now. Big contact coming in there. She's on her feet again. She's released the ball and get back onto her feet, which is exceptional work. Spotted that there was no one around there, no one holding on to the tackle, so she's played on. Nice ball inside by South Australia to the speedster up the right-hand side, who's unfortunately fallen short.
Oh.
And it's been knocked on by South Australia.
I think potentially there was a little bit of confusion there from that original player who might have, that was Faith Pilgrim, who might have cut herself a little bit short in front of the try line. Might have got a bit of the white line fever and got a bit excited, putting the ball down possibly about 5 metres short. That's okay. We'll look to find her later on in the tour for a little bit of a boo-boo like that. Tassie have got the scrum feed here. 5 metres out from the try line. Let's see what they can do.
About halfway through the second half, it is still 10 points to 5, so it's still a tight game. Tassie going to have to work really hard to get this ball out of their own half. I don't think they've got any intention of kicking, so we'll see what they can do. They need to win the scrum first.
You could see some of those girls there taking a few big breaths just before they set that scrum. So as Sean mentioned, we've got about 1 minute, 10 seconds left in this game. These girls that are out there have been working pretty hard, and I think that some of them will be blowing.
Ball's out. Tassie have got it, but it's good defence by South Australia. Really shut them down right in, nice and close to their try line.
They're going to have to be careful in this area with their discipline. This is a really spicy area. A lot of refs reach for their pocket when when infringements happen this close to the try line in that red zone. So hopefully the girls are switched on enough to make sure they keep their tackles low and they're doing the right thing at ruck time.
Good hands by Charlotte. It's taken there, and she's being tackled, and the ball's looks like it's been turned over, but we're coming back for a penalty. I think it might be not 10 from the original penalty. Yep, offside, and not 10 metres from the original penalty with a quick tap. About a minute left in this half, so not too much time left. Solid contact, looks a little bit high. Advantage being played.
Got a feeling the ref's going to be reaching to his pocket here. That's a couple of high tackles now from the SA girls. Oh, Faith. Faith gets away with it there.
Big solid run into contact and running hard. Slipped off a few defenders. And the ball's come out loose, and South Australia pounced on it. Very good work diving onto that ball and securing that ball at the breakdown. Handoff from this young lady, and she's still running.
Mary Ellis with a storming run up the sideline there. And she looks like she's given away a penalty. Given away a knock-on there.
Very good initiative again. So, you know, on the ground, released the ball, got back to her feet to regain possession and pick it up, but unfortunately knocks it on.
It is, in fact, still raining here at Rugby Park, so that ball still is slippery. And as we could see, just as Mary just knocked it on then, she had the right idea. It's just a little bit slippery out there for our girls.
This could be the last play of the game. There's only 5 points separating these teams. So we'll see how they go. There's no time left on the clock.
Take the space off him straight away. Let's go. First 3 steps.
Tassie looked pretty good at that last scrum. They were able to get that ball in, get that ball out pretty quickly. The last scrum was quite close to the try line. Oh, here we go again. Ball's out again already. Here we are through the hands, gone backwards. Oh.
Not rolling away from the space and the breakdown. That's another try to South Australia, which seals the game.
Young Grace Fitzsimmons, she is having an absolute blinder of a game. Good to see her get over that line. Well deserved. Able to just exploit that little tiny gap there.
15-5 to South Australia, the kick to come. This will be the final play. See if she can put it over to either two. Unfortunately, it doesn't add the extra 2 points, but another entertaining game from these young ladies, which are really enjoying being out here. Nevertheless, you know, even though we've got that bad weather, it looks like they're still enjoying themselves out there and having a real crack. Not long until the under-15 ladies are back on the park, so we will be back with you shortly. I'm not sure if Lisa's going to join us for another one or not, but...
Oh, go on then, Sean. Twist my arm. I'd love to sit here underneath the marquee where I'm not getting rained on, sip my coffee, and talk some of the good stuff with your mate.
Lovely.
If you see, just wanted to give a shout out at the moment to those 2 young ladies at the bottom of the screen. On the left there, we've got Zan, coach of the under-17s, and just next to her is Maira from Tas Rugby. Wouldn't be possible for these games to go ahead without the support from both of those 2 young ladies. So kudos to those, and perhaps we'll join back in shortly.
Most definitely. Thanks, Lisa. See you soon, everyone.
I mean, I guess we're on, man.
Now back with the under-15 ladies, South Australia versus Tassie. This is the second game that they'll be playing for today. The first game, South Australia were victors, I think it was 15 points to 0. And this will be game 2 for the South Australian versus Tasmanian under-15s. I'm joined by Lisa from South Australia, who is going to help commentate.
I'm having mic issues again. I've got some mic issues again. Unfortunately, I cannot figure out how to turn the microphone all the way on when it's needed. There we go. All right, so just to reiterate, we were talking about in the last game that... Charlotte Tucker opening things up there with the first points of this second game. She's a Barossa Rams young player. She's still playing in our under-14s mixed gender competition. Coming out here to have a run around with the girls. So like I said in the last game, a lot of our girls here play still under-14s in Adelaide. And they do play with the boys, but we've brought them all together to make up our SA team.
Bit like our last under-15s game and commentated before I could even get finished the introduction. We had scored a try. So South Australia 5-0 up. Unfortunately missed the conversion, but a lovely run up the right-hand side by South Australia to start that game, using the space out there very well. And another kick-off to Tassie.
Oh, great run up the middle. Oh, off the boot there.
Unfortunately, Tassie have been their own worst enemy in the last last few minutes of this game, and knocking the ball on twice and turning that ball over. Again, South Australia finding that width down the right-hand side. Good offload, keeping that ball alive.
Great work there. Quite a few offloads going on. Unfortunately, a little knock on there from SA.
I think she got blindsided from the young lady, came from the side or from the back and didn't see her coming. So when she got tackled, the ball was knocked forward.
It's packing down in our scrum at loose head there with number 1 on the back of her jersey is Amelia Moore. Amelia is another player that comes from all the way out in the Barossa. Absolutely stunning rugby club out there. Apparently the best wine in all the rugby clubs in, I'm just going to put it out there, I'm going to say in Australia.
Big call.
Well, when your club is sponsored by several different of the local wineries, it's pretty easy to make that call. I love going out there and visiting the club. As a player, when you go out there and play, normally they put on some kind of feed for you. When I go out there for work, for development work, I go out there and I get wine at the end of training. It's great.
All right, packing out for the second scrum. Well, the first scrum, it was reset, so nice, solid counter by South Australia, who turned that ball over.
Very solid scrum there from South Australia.
Beautiful offload in the tackle twice now, and a lovely try.
Oh, fantastic. We got Lily Carroll there going over in the corner for SA. Awesome work. Really good team try there from SA. Couple of little offloads. I will point out that I I think these girls are still looking for contact. I think potentially they're used to playing rugby 15s and they haven't quite adjusted to the width of the field and all of the space that's there around them. They seem to be a little bit more bunched up. So hopefully Tas are able to get a turnover and potentially exploit that weakness that SA there have.
Yeah, unfortunately for Tas, I think that twice they've got the ball, they've turned it over pretty quickly. So if they can hold on to possession and get more ball, that'll be better for them. But I think that try, started off with the scrum. They won the scrum, and got the tight head there, got the ball, and had some really good offloads in the tackle. So both times they went in for the tackle, they got a good offload away, which kept that ball going, which was very good handling, particularly in these wet conditions.
Looks like Lily Carroll's going to start us off and kick us off again. Nice little drop kick there. Oh, good pick up from Tas.
Counter ruck coming in from number 23 from South Australia. Good counter ruck, but Tassie have used the width in this occasion and got the ball out wide. Looks like there might be potential potentially a high tackle in that.
Yeah, there we go. Couple of interesting dance moves there from our referee. But we got there. We're going long arm penalty. I think it might have been for the high shot.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been over the collar. So tap and go, and off we go, nice and direct.
Running straight up the guts.
Tasmania.
Ball spits out at the back there. A little bit of uncertainty. Run to the width, young lady. Run to the width. Pass it out wide. Look at how bunched we all are. For anyone that's just tuned in with us, update on the weather. It is still raining and it is still very cold. So potentially the not use of the width, not passing the ball around a whole lot might be a bit of a game plan from both sides. And they want
solid defence coming in from number 4, I'm not too sure of her name, from South Australia, but made a real good hit and split that ball backwards for Tasmania, losing probably about 15 metres.
Oh, yeah, high. Got to be careful with those high shots there, Lily Carroll. You might have scored a try, you might have kicked us off, but you got to make sure that all of our contact is underneath the shoulders, especially in sevens. So quick for the referee to reach to their pockets.
So Tassie take the tap and they have possession of the ball again. Really physical defence by South Australia. They've been really good with their defence today. Some shots, unfortunately, from both teams coming up at different times, but still a very physical game out there for these ladies.
Tassie with a good opportunity now with the one-person overlap. I really hope they can make something of this opportunity. You only have the 2 minutes where you're in the naughty chair, so hopefully Tas can at least can gain some ground here. They've got another penalty. Bang on the halfway line.
About a minute to go in this half, and it is still 10-0 to South Australia. Tassie have had a few opportunities now to keep possession of that ball and use the ball, and we'll see what they can do this time round.
Ooh.
Spilts in the tackle, unfortunately, by Tasmania, and a good turnover from South Australia. But I think we may potentially have an injury here, so we've just stopped the game to check on this young lady to see that she's all right. So I'm not too sure what happened in that contact, but she's still lying on the ground. We've got some first aids out there just checking it. I think they might have caught a half time potentially. There was only about 5 seconds left on the clock for that, so an early half time, and we'll give you an update on this young lady very shortly.
Sean, I didn't see anything particularly of note in that tackle. There was no foul play that stuck out to me as as she went down. Potentially, we're just looking at a awkward landing on the ground or something of the like. Unfortunately, she hasn't seemed to have moved a whole lot. But fingers crossed, we're not looking at anything too serious.
No, I agree with you, Lisa. I think it was maybe a bit of a head contact at some stage in that, or she maybe just fell a bit awkwardly when she made contact. So we'll see how she is. She's sitting up now, so we'll see how she goes.
I think SA might have just realised that it looks like we got a half time, so the rest of their bench is coming out to join in for a quick team chat.
So the young lady who's taken a knock, yeah, it looks like she's holding the right-hand side of her face. She maybe took a blow to the cheek, and that's why she was down. But she's coming off the field now, walking off the sideline, moving well, which is good. So we'll see how she is when she's on the sideline. I don't know if there's any concussion of any sort, but we'll find out from Chris, who's the med, when she gets off. So it's 10-0 to South Australia in this second game of the under-15s.
Tell you what, Sean, looking at that Tassie huddle, I think there's some pretty decent chats going on over there. Those girls have been huddled up that whole time. Their body language is looking really positive. I think this second half might see a bit of a comeback from Taz. I reckon they're going to come out hot. They're going to come out strong. I think SA's looking a little bit disjointed over there at the moment. Tassie seems to be a little bit more, or maybe they're just huddling because it's about 2 degrees here. Who knows? Maybe they're just a little bit smarter and they're using
smarter because they're locals.
Maybe they're used to it.
The locals know better. No, I hope you're right. It's been a Tassie supporter myself, you know, and a coach. And yeah, hopefully the ladies, you know, make the most of their opportunities. I think the first part of that first half, they're very much with their own worst enemy, knocking the ball on and giving the ball away. You know, not looking after that ball and securing it. And hopefully in the second half they can use that ball more and give themselves better opportunities. But South Australia have been pretty fierce in this game. Their defence has been really solid. They've had nice hard runs. Their handling have probably been superior. So they're definitely the dominant team after the first half, and we'll see how the second half goes.
So SA still have got a player in the bin on a yellow card sanction, probably looking about 45 seconds left for that player to be sitting down having a break. So extra long lunch break for her. She will be, that's young Lily Carroll in the chair. She'll be rested up and ready to go when she's back on.
Just about a kick-off for the second half. Tassie kicking from right to left to South Australia. 10-0 to South Australia in this under-15s game. Kick pretty deep, and it's pretty nice, solid, hard, straight running from the South Australian number 7.
Well done to Alia Hickman there. Shout out to her. I believe this is possibly her second game of rugby played. Young Alia was training out with Old Collegians Rugby Club, training with the boys most of the season, and then decided to have one game before coming into the girls program. So shout out to her. What an awesome effort. Good to see her out there having a crack.
She definitely doesn't look out of place at all. She's played pretty well in this game and the last game as well. This number 23 young lady has had a really good hard run up that left-hand side.
Oh, here she goes. Here she goes. Tarita. Sorry, mate. I call her T because I always seem to butcher the proper pronunciation of her name. I call her T.
Nice solid run up the left-hand side there. So South Australia set that up really well. I think one of the pleasing things there was that their rucking was very quick and sharp, and you know, they had some quick ball coming out to their left-hand side, which gave them the opportunity before Tassie were able to reset the defence. So the kick unsuccessful.
Beth.
15 Nil.
Beth there trying to take the conversion. Hope everyone saw the conversion attempt. I did spend a fair bit of time with her over the last day, teaching her how to drop kick, and I hope someone noted that drop kick. And we will be discussing that drop kick attempt later on in team meeting tonight.
In her defence, when you're playing in thick grass like this, like a cow paddock, it's probably not that easy to drop kick. So I reckon she's played the smarter version of a drop kick instead. Anyway, kick off to Tassie, but it was a punt as a kick. So they've given it to South Australia again. No, they haven't. Sorry, it'll be a short arm. It's a short arm. Mika signalled a short arm. It'll be a tap
straight up
and go backwards off the hands as Tassie continue to rumble it up.
Well done. Ripped out there by Lily Carroll. I told you she'd be well rested after her little lunch break there on the sideline. She's out. She's here to play rugby.
Off the naughty chair and ready to rumble.
Just a little knock on there by SA. Update on the weather. Still raining, still cold. Ball still very, very wet and slippery.
About halfway through the second half, and Tassie in some good field position with the opportunity to have a crack.
Good scrum
defense.
there by Tassie.
Again, some really good quick defence by South Australia, and looks like they've got the turnover. Counter ruck coming in by Tasmania, but South Australia have secured the ball. And she can run, this young lady.
Oh, Amelia Moore from the Barossa Rams Rugby Club. Well done. Oh, unlucky. Just knocked it forwards there. So Tasmania with the scrum advantage. What are they able to do?
Not releasing the ball in the tackle, I think the call was from the ref. So it's a penalty to Tasmania. And they have tapped and they're on their way.
She is swamped by that SA defence.
Yeah, South Australia's line speed has been really quick. I know in the gentlemen's game that we played a few weeks ago, the boys under 14s, 16s and 18s, their line speed was very, very quick in the men's, or the boys, should I say, and it looks like they've got very similar ideas with the South Australian young ladies as well.
SA winning that penalty there. Some smart play there by Jasmine Wood. Well done, Jazz. She was able to get into that ruck, get the hands on that ball nice and quickly. Referee saw her lifting it out. Get the penalty. Well done. Smart play there, Jazz. Amelia Moore sniffs a bit of a gap out there on the sideline. Oh, unfortunately, she is taken across the white line there and into touch. We're going to have, Sean, is this our first line out of all of the games today?
Lisa, it sure is. So it's our fourth game, and we're going to have our first line out.
Excellent, excellent, because we only covered off on line outs, I think, on yesterday with the under 15s. Was it yesterday?
No better time to test it out and see how it goes in wet conditions.
Excellent. I got a good feeling about these two lifters here for SA. We've got young Lola there at the front. Lily Carroll at the back lifting for SA. And looks like Jazz there in the middle as a jumper. So watch out, Taz. I got a good feeling about this. Oh, that's okay. Line out's good for Taz. Here they go.
Good strong run by Tasmania again.
Hands it off to someone behind her. I've done my job. You go have a turn. Oh,
lost the ball in contact, and it's a turnover, number 14 for South Australia. Handoff.
Oh, how is that? Palm. And again, so close. Where's that support? Coming in.
That was a bit of the bus is full.
Oh, little bit of...
It's game on. I think someone was waiting for the whistle, but it's game on, and it is a try scored by South Australia.
Amelia Moore sniffs the gap and goes straight through. Says, I'll take that and I'll score that. No worries. So that brings our score now to 20-0. And we're looking at around about 35 seconds left of play. Out there for SA taking the conversion. We have young Lola Brody. Go. That's all right, mate. Your coach says on the live stream, I'm just proud of you for giving that conversion a go.
Well, looks like there'll be enough time for a kickoff. We've got about 10 seconds left on the clock, so enough time for a kickoff. And South Australia will kick back to Tassie for one last crack in this game. Last play, there we go. Mika said last play. So they'll kick it off, and it'll be the last play of the game.
Oh, SA caught Tassie sleeping, kicked off and recovered by SA. Here comes Lily Carroll looking for the contact. She will like to run through you.
She definitely loves the contact, this young lady. Very sneaky little kick off there, but the law say that you can take a quick kick if you are ready, even if the opposition is not. Ball is out. And try on the right-hand corner.
Try time. SA are able to sneak in one more try before the conclusion of this match. Lily Carroll taking herself over that white line again. Well done, mate. You've redeemed yourself for your yellow card.
25-0 with the kick to come.
Hey, Sean, I'll take this opportunity now to have a chat and thank you very much for the training session we were able to run with the girls last night. We had a big combined session with all of the girls from Tas and SA, having a run around, doing a bit of a bull ring activity, learning some skills, getting some different coaching. We were back at our accommodation last night and had a team chat about it, and the girls had nothing but positivity to say about the experience. They said it was great to get around and meet some of the other girls and get to know them. It was great to have a little insight into how you play as well. But also it was great for the SA girls, to be exposed to some different levels of coaching down here and just meet some different people.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Lisa. Very much. I think the big thing about being able to go on tours is, being able to experience different things and meet different people. I know our boys and our girls down here, when we get the opportunity to go away, that's one of the big things, is developing those relationships, looking at how people do things in other ways in different places. And, there's nothing that says that, your way is the best way. So it's always good to learn. I think coaches as well, when they go away to different places, they can also learn from what people do. So it's lovely to see the girls, as you said last night, being together and doing activities together and enjoying it. And that's part of rugby as well. You go around, you participate, you play against each other, but you also get the enjoyments of being able to meet new people and spend some time with each other and do things together. Well, that brings us to the end of our second under 15s game. We'll probably take a break for a little while, Lisa, before we start our next two games. I think there's two more games left for the day. South Australia under 17s versus Tassie under 17s, and then the under 15s game again later on. So we might take a quick break, and we'll be back with you soon.
Behind, not in the way of anything, that's fine. Yep. Sorry, lower take on that one. think so, yeah. I think there's like a short break and then there'll be more games. Under half an hour, so people can have some food. Oh, I just got jacket and that. I mean, it's doing its job, not me. Half an hour.
Half an hour, 40 minutes, I'd say.
I think it's so that the girls can have something to eat quickly.
service announcement. Can I remind people that they need to use the QR code here to check in? Each door along here has a code on it, so put your mobile phones with you, please check in there. You can also check in inside the clubhouse as well.
Scoring a try.
Right here, Rick. No, right here.
Taylor's about to show you how to do it. Nah, not really. Nah. Buy a pair of shorts and cover yet. Ooh! Ooh, I thought that was
When he gets onto it. Yeah. That's correct. All that ball.
Yeah, fruit. Yes! Yes! Damn it!
Get Taylor. To the side.
Just go straight through the middle of it. No offense, you ain't gonna cross like, yeah, no.
Let's go slide onto the trailer.
Difference is I probably wouldn't do it in like a $200 pair of shoes. Yeah, phone and wallet. I would, but I've got white. Holy shit, it's been that long since I played rugby.
Yeah, walk away and push off the field. You're going to need that thing in a minute.
Yeah, probably. That's on the list.
Ready?
Don't change direction without rugby boots on.
Let's get started with Skylar.
That's not Just couldn't even do it in the dry. Lily, give me your boots. Yours fit me.
Go! I can do that too. I ripped this top by accident.
Are you going to go to me, are you, Bree? You're not exactly quiet. Hey, Kiwi, apparently it's kids versus adults.
Little princesses, what are you going to do? Princesses versus people who are better than princesses.
Oh, Lily, you want to cuddle?
Oh, my foot.
Oh, Lily, darling.
Lily, Bree. Lily and Bree. Time to go in the shed.
Oh, Stephen, stay training. Gotta go get your...
One more slide. Other way, girls.
We're doing one more slide. That's friendly, sir.
Said he asked for it. Floppy hoodie. He meant business.
I just didn't want to spend some money with it. Pull my paw.
You guys won't slide.
No, we won't.
Us, me and Brianna are better than you.
Ah! You're hilarious.
I'm better than you.
You're hilarious. Whoa. What was that? I got it with two fingers. Alright, pull it out. I'll see if I can do it. Oh! I got 3 and a bit. Got a full hand.
does. Yeah. My back's too bony. Wait, no, you got to save it into your back. I try it. My arms don't bend that far. My arms don't go further than this. You can always get ready to get the ball. One-handed. Unless you spun on my thumb, I was like, yeah, I got it. No-handed. Yeah. He didn't get it. That's a Ryan. Hit him! On the head. I was a little worried about the back bounce. Yeah, so was I. Oh! It's like a root ball. Oh, on the spot drop. Catch it, Ryan, catch it. What are you using your hoodie for? Get your hands free. It only hurts if you let it hurt. Bounce. Yep. Have you noticed how my kicks go straight and then just slightly curve onto the left all the time? Mine kinda, it's like a knuckleball. I'm too worried about jumping and landing them. I'm worried about kicking at the moment. Yeah, curve it. Oh, I wish I knew what you were doing then, right? Too tricky. One bounce in. That's all it needs to do. Depends on the ref, whether it would have been out on the full though. Yeah, it's stupid linesmen, aren't they? It's gonna get you. You can't kick a conversion from there, Rory. I don't reckon you can. I know, he's just kind of hurt a little bit. Only hurt me wrist a bit, funny to watch that. You know, it is what it is. Can't believe he's brand new phone. You're doing the commentary, are you, Mr. Killian, eh?
Yeah, back on it.
On the big jobs, mate. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
Oh, yeah. They're huge, mate. 25 past, apparently.
Goes out on full. You start kick up.
Tell you the breeze has picked up.
What breeze?
This little breeze. I need to sit up. I'm going to put a litre on this side. She doesn't know that yet.
Through the legs. Don't worry about no wet weather, mate. What wet weather? Exactly. It's nice and dry here. It's Tassie summer, mate. I didn't teach you to be scared. Well, you obviously did. How is his mother? Yeah, good point. Bag out his mother and he just See you, bro. Oh, stayed in. This inside 22, though, just about 5 minutes too long. Yeah, 5 minutes too long. Just went in the 22, so it's just a little bit too far. Girls coming. Girls coming. Fine! Got to spin them, Kiwi. That's what's for. What are you saying?
Mama just got 2 spotted by trucks.
Yeah, kick it, Kiwi. That's where you aim it. Nah, your feet went in the wrong direction to be going to me, mate. Don't let it get it, Ryan! Run. Yeah, that was my arsehole. Ball!
What was that going to do? You guys are weak. No, he went. Yeah, come on, Ryan. Come on, Bright. I mean, Brian. Where's when I get wet? I am. He called me what?
Ryan. Ball security, Lily.
Oh, wait, it's that.
Bree's gone to throw the ball at Kiwi. It's hit him in the shoulder and got him in the face. How's the backfire?
We've got all the girls coming off.
Kiwi, come here!
Oh, yeah, Kiwi.
That was actually like this. Just put my hand up.
Be there.
Teamwork, girls. He's only got one more game, haven't you? Not from that close, Brock. Not that close. Closer.
I can kick better than that.
Nope.
I heard one of the girls maybe would be
Bring the ball. Oh, dumb. Yeah, it literally was. Yeah, it was an opportunity wasted. Great. Next time you do it, just wrap that leg and just lay on it. He'll go down. Oh, Lily tries.
Oh, I just haven't got enough layers on.
Oh, yeah, we can do it.
That felt really well.
You're welcome.
Okay, we are ready to start. We need to have the teams over on the pitch. One, please.
Alrighty, so welcome back everyone. We are back in Hobart and I'm joined with Lisa from South Australian Rugby Union. We've got our under 17 ladies playing again in their third and final game of the sevens for today. And then we'll have our under 15 ladies playing after them in their third and final game for the day. Not too far away from kickoff. We're probably about a minute or two from kickoff, so we'll get ourselves ready and ready to rumble.
Looks like we've got, still can't figure out how to turn this microphone on. What am I doing wrong? For those folks at home tuning in, I still can't figure out how to turn a microphone on.
Alrighty, I think we're there. So the under 17 Tassie team are coming out at the moment, just coming out of the change room and running out onto the field at Rugby Park. And the under 17 South Australian ladies are just here in front of us, coming out as well at the same time.
Bit of a weather update for those that are wondering and watching along at home. It is still raining pretty hard here. No change to our previous games, and it is still quite cold. So perfect summer day here in Hobart, Tasmania. I saw some ducks, Sean, over in the pond that's forming up on the field behind us. So apparently they're having a good time.
Yeah, we get that a bit down here, so we just get used to it. Anyway, we are almost underway. You can see all the ladies out there ready to go. Referee is ready. And Tassie in the yellow and green kicking off to South Australia. Tassie playing left to right. And we're off.
All right. Great kickoff there from Tasmania. And straight into the hands of Grace Fitzsimmons. And there in the scrum cap, having a run up the middle of the park. Playing a halfback there, we got Kira Reid. She's looking around her. Oh, unfortunate little knock on there from Yvonne Vuata.
Yeah, really good run from South Australia. She took some good metres there, played pretty direct and broke a few tackles, which was great to see earlier on in the game. So first scrum down in the game, and we'll see what Tassie have to offer.
Shout out to our match officials that are out there. Touchies on the sideline and centre ref out there. Unfortunately, I don't know the fella's name, but a bit of a tough day on the weather front for him. Oh, great run.
Nice break by Tassie. Break through the line. Put the ball back, but unfortunately there's been a knock on there. So they made some good metres initially, but I think just forced that pass and have turned it over. So both teams starting early, attacking really hard and making some good metres, but a bit more ball continuity will definitely help them.
Had a chat with some of the girls in our break just before. They're all of the SA girls seem to be having an absolute hoot of a time. They're really getting out there and enjoying themselves. It's great to be playing against some different people rather than playing against themselves.
South Australia in the attack again. Nice drawing pass and use a bit of width out there. Ball looks like it's out to the back. Beautiful hands. Great hands by South Australia. And good defence by Tassie as well. Counter ruck coming in.
Oh, unlucky there off the boots.
2 knock-ons, so South Australia knocking on first and Tassie not ready for that ball. So it'll be a scrum down to Tas, just inside their own half.
I'm going to take this opportunity again to shamelessly plug our sponsor, Chromogen, who have very, very kindly donated us some money towards this team. And thanks to them, we're able to kit them up and bring them over overseas, as some of the girls were saying. Very excited about travelling overseas to have a run in some rugby. So Chromogen, thank you so much for your support of young girls playing rugby. It's amazing and something that doesn't often happen in SA rugby.
Lovely tight head by South Australia. They won that scrum even though it was Tassie ball, and they've made some good meters up the field. Good ball continuity, and now it looks like they've got some numbers out to the right if they can use that ball out there. Ferocious defence by the Tasmanians.
Yeah, great defence by the Tasmanians there. Brooklyn Morrison with that last hit up there, running a little bit upright. Hope that in our review process we can potentially... Oh, over the line. Kira Reid, fantastic, with a little roll. A little bit sneaky. That's her excellent game knowledge there, just to get
using
herself...
momentum to roll over the line.
That's it. You're allowed to do that. Just a slight little roll. Not too many.
One of the good things in that lead-up was she carried the ball in 2 hands initially and transferred over to get a nice handoff, which was great to keep her going forward before she got tackled and had that extra roll. Momentum carrying her over the line to score that try.
Conversion unsuccessful. And SA are looking to kick off again.
So 5-0 to South Australia after about 4.5 minutes. This half has gone pretty quickly.
Faith Pilgrim there with the kick-off for SA. Faith's one of our rugby league players, convert, playing both codes. There's a couple of the girls that participate in a little bit of league in SA. So Faith's one of those girls that just loves to run forwards and pass backwards and hit people.
Great counter-rucking coming through from South Australia, which they've done very well today. And turn that ball over and now have possession of it. Line-up of girls out to the right-hand side if they can use those hands and get it out there. Or there may be no need. Great defence. She ran really hard and straight there, but good side-on tackle. And good use of their hands here. Should get South Australia in. No. Then there was Mia with some awesome defence out there on the far left-hand side. But South Australia have got some quick ball, and they have scored.
Really great team try there. Brooklyn Morrison from, a bit of an all-over-the-place player, Port Adelaide Rugby Club, setting things up. And then Mary Ellis from the Old Collegians Rugby Club, just finishing things off and getting the 5 points over the line. Well done, Mary.
Yeah, they did well to keep that ball going, so they worked from the left-hand side around to the right-hand side, but every time they got some nice quick ball, not allowing Tassie to realign, and then after that last effort tackle, I suppose was just that nice little pop off the ground to just keep things going.
All right, if we look down to our bottom of the screen, we'll see a player with a number 2 on her back coming out for a little run. It's our under-15 player, Divine, who has been signed off to play up and have a little run around with the under-17. So congratulations on Divine making the cut. And as our coach group have decided to just see what she can do in the under-17s.
Well, she's had 2 great games in the under-15 so far. We've very much commented on her ability and her physicality, and I've got no doubts it'll show in this game here when she gets a chance.
Oh, look at that tackle, Von Vuata getting herself caught on the wrong side of the ruck there.
Some nice direct running. Use the fend and still going by Tassie.
Oh, good offload. Support player was just in slightly the wrong position.
Looks like advances for a bit of a higher tackle.
Yeah, definitely that one there was high. Still got the advantage.
Released and played on. All right, so they're going back for the advantage of the high tackle. I think Mia's got the ball. She's taking a quick tap and off she goes.
Not sure if the SA girls were quite back 10 metres that one. They might be getting another advantage.
Maybe a bit of a sling tackle there, unfortunately. Looks like she's down at the moment. We'll see how she goes with that, but I think she may have landed on her shoulder, unfortunately. Mia's one of our young ladies from the East Club. I don't know many of these ladies' names, but I know Mia, she's played a fair bit of rugby in our junior boys division over the last few years, and she's been a standout in the boys division very much so in the younger age group. So it's good to see her having a run with the ladies in her own age group for a while, and hopefully she's all right after this injury.
Looks like she's gone down there and holding her shoulder. She seems to be in a little bit of pain there. The tackle from the SA player, it appeared on the stream here in front of us to be somewhat of a sling tackle. Not ideal. Not great tackle technique. Not ideal.
I think sometimes with these young ladies and gentlemen, when they haven't played much rugby and they're still working on their techniques and still trying to get close to the ball, we obviously talk about from a coaching point of view trying to get as close to the player as you can with that foot and getting that foot in the hoop. And sometimes if we don't manage to get that footwork and get that track right, we'll end up stretching. And once we stretch, we forget about pulling players in and getting nice and tight. And sometimes we have a bit of a sling tackle, which unfortunately is illegal. But when we learn as youngsters and we still getting into the game and learning things, sometimes we make these mistakes.
Oh, and certainly in sevens, you've got the time and the space and the temptation with all that room and people making breakaway tries and sprints down the sideline. The temptation to sling tackle or chuck in a desperate tackle over the shoulder is certainly high, particularly for the juniors. That seems to be my experiences through refereeing.
Well, she's coming off the field. She's walking off. She seems to be okay. She's still holding her shoulder, but looks like she'll be all right. So it's a quick tap from Tassie, using more width in the space now, which is good. Big bolstering run by Tassie.
Oh,
just short by the looks of it.
Ooh.
Not sure if she has released that ball.
Little bit of a mess.
Good counter
Maybe
up.
some offside there. Yeah. Back to the 5 metre line, match official. It's all right, we'll chat about that in the review, won't we?
Great defence by South Australia, really putting their body on the line.
Oh, was that Divine's first tackle playing upper grade?
There she is,
fantastic.
the young lady we talked about in the under-15s, has played so well.
What a beast. Here we go. Oh, unlucky. Defence from South Australia looks pretty strong at the moment.
Trying to use more width, but unfortunately, looks like that ball's gone forward. But I think they're coming back for the penalty. And I think the time is up on the clock for half time, so this may be the last play.
I think SA girls are incredibly lucky that no one's coming over to sit next to me in the naughty chair. That seemed to have been about 3 penalties in the red zone. So perhaps that's something that I'll be discussing with them in our post-match review. I think
Tap by
gone
Tassie,
over.
and they've scored.
She's gone over. How good.
So 10-5, which I think will be half time, and we've got the kick to come. We'll see if Tassie can put the extra 2 on the board.
That'll be about half time. I think we've played a few minutes over the 7 minutes now. That was just no break in play there.
I think it was relentless pressure from the defence. They really worked hard on their defence, and yeah, they may have, you know, been illegal at different times, but they definitely put their body in the line and defending their line. That is half time in our under 17s game. It is 10-5 to South Australia. Lisa, I know when we were looking at the time for the kickoff, we're kicking off at 25 past, and I think some of the ladies probably only came out of the change room at probably 17 minutes past to have a very, very quick warm-up. I know they've been trying to stay as warm as possible and inside the change room, and then do as quick a warm-up as possible before they get on the field. So I know the ladies are quite cold. I know Lisa's freezing over here.
Well, the good thing about being a under 17 young player or an under 15 young player is perhaps you don't have to warm the body up as much than in comparison to when you're 30 plus years old.
Most definitely.
I think also there was a little bit of confusion and some nervous wheeze happening from the team. So I tell you what, on tour with this many young, excited rugby players, it is like herding cats. It is. It's been a great couple of days we've had here. Tassie hosting us here, and the girls have had an absolute blast. Sometimes I think they forget why they're actually here, and that is to play rugby and represent their state. So I think some of them, there might have been some tick-tocking going on in the change room.
I have no doubt, no doubt.
I think they were so excited to be you know, eating their muesli bars and their bananas in the change rooms that they forgot that they were about to go, and they were late to their warm-up. Fortunately, though, they are quite young and still elastic and don't need as much warming up as you or I. Hey, Sean?
Most definitely. No, it takes us a few hours to warm up. I think I started warming up the day before and making sure that I'm getting all the stretches in and do everything I need to do.
Get all the strapping in and all of that good stuff.
So another tight game, 10-5 at half-time. South Australia leading. And as I said, this will be the last under 17s game for today. Now, we should have some more rugby on tomorrow.
Yeah, yep, that's the plan. So we're trying to get the girls doing as much rugby as we can whilst they're down here. So the idea is tomorrow we're coming back down here to Rugby Park and we're going to play some games again. We're going to mix up the team so the girls just get around each other and get to experience playing with all kinds of different people and experience different coaching.
Yeah, again, and as we talked about earlier, I think, you know, being able to come down and play with other people, you know, I think you learn a lot playing with the same people over and over again, but I think you learn more playing with other people, and it's really good to have different opportunities, as you said. Also, being able to play under different coaches, you learn different things, you hear them give you different advice, and you know, there's a lot you can get out of that.
Yeah, we did it last time. Last time SA came down here with their girls was 2019. We just didn't plan to do it. We just did it, and the girls absolutely loved it. They really, really enjoyed their time playing with other people, and it was a really positive experience for them.
We're about to kick off the second half. South Australia playing left to right. Well picked up off the slippery surface by this young lady. Oh, unfortunately, she spilt it in the tackle. Picked up by South Australia. And good secure. not held in the tackle. Oh, she was held on the tackle. Didn't look like she was held on the tackle. I thought she was all good to go. But they've been brought back, I think, for the knock-on, the initial knock-on. And they'll play a scrum down from by the looks of it.
Yeah, referee was playing the advantage there, so we've come back for a blue feed into the scrum. Yep, so a little bit of perhaps a brain fade moment there for Nelly, who took that ball to ground. She didn't quite release it when she got back to her feet. I did have a discussion with some of the girls in the sheds in our break about what to do when they go to ground and they want to keep playing it. As a coach, I'm glad that she gave it a crack. She didn't quite pull it off, but hey, you know, she gave it a crack.
I think that's a big thing about coaching is if you ask players to do things and you try and coach them and get them to do things, if they have a crack at it, you got to be happy. It's when they don't have a crack is when you sort of ask yourself, you know, if you don't have a go, you're not going to learn, are you?
Great scrum there. Really well fed by Kira Reid. Ball in, ball out. That's what I like to see.
Beautiful hands. Beautiful hands. 2 pass wide. 2 pass wide and out on the corner.
Well done, Nelly. Lapworth, Sentinel Lapworth from the Old Collegians Rugby Club over in the leafy east of Adelaide. Awesome, awesome work.
Yeah, some really good hands out there. I think the fact that they were able to get that scrum and get 2 passes wide meant that they could draw in and try and get on the outside of Tassie, which they did very well. And she just canted in for a nice, easy try on the end. The kick unsuccessful, and South Australia are leading 15 points to 5 with about 3.5, 4 minutes to go of this last game for them for today.
SA ready to kick off. Looks like we got Kira Reid taking the kick again.
Again, some physicality coming in, ferocious defence.
That was Divine, our youngster, playing up to have a crack. Oh, spilt the ball there.
Looks like we may have an injury for our Tassie number 6. Looks like it's her ankle. I think she rolled her ankle and got caught a little bit.
Caught a little bit awkwardly there, I think.
Yeah.
Good to see the event, well supported by our medical staff, Sean. Of course, it's a shame to see players down on the ground and having moments like this, but it's good to see that we got some professionals to help us out here. We're in fact travelling with a physio who's moments away from graduating, young Harry. So shout out to Harry. I think this possibly is his first tour with a girls team, and he is in fact the only male on our trip, and he has had all kinds of fun experiences. Disney sing-alongs on the bus, TikToking in the middle of Mona. Why not? Why not? When you're in the middle of a museum, why wouldn't you put the phone on the ground and have a little boog? You know, have a little dance. Team meetings and certainly some of the games we've had on tour with the girls has been an eye-opening experience for him.
I have no doubt.
Actually, I can see him right now. He's standing over on the side of the field with a brolly, and he's got a massive smile on his face.
All right, and we're back to play, so we resume with a scrum.
Here we go. Referee wasn't quite happy with the bind on that scrum. We might have some of our SA girls playing a little bit out of place. They might be... They possibly were incorrectly binding. So thank you to the match official for clearing that one up. Oh, stolen. I think that was the hooker for SA stealing that one.
Oh, solid running, solid tackle. Again,
Really great
coming in. Some good speed off the mark from the South Australian young ladies. When they get this ball back, they've already aligned on the right-hand side. If they use it quick, I'm sure they'll find some space. Oh, I'm excited to see this young lady run. She's pretty solid.
Oof. What a fantastic tackle there from gold number 3.
You can hear the girls getting behind their team, really excited. There we go.
There you go. There you go. You can see how excited the girls are here on the sideline. We've got our under 15 girls standing near us, ready to run on for the next game. They're so pumped.
And it definitely sounds like a ladies' tour, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Not many low tones in there, eh?
Oh, it's excellent. It's great to see, the ladies playing rugby and of course, the enthusiasm and the experiences that go with it. They really enjoy themselves, and, whether it's the boys or the girls playing, it's lovely to see them out playing rugby and just enjoying their tour.
Hey, and that's the point of us coming down here. It was to give the girls a great experience and open their eyes to some of the things that can happen on tour, and to get around each other and play as much rugby as we can. Always in the most positive of environments. We've got a great coaching crew that we've able to have on board as well. Oh, looks like we've got Tassie slowly making their way back to the middle, and it looks like we've got SA keen as mustard to kick off. So
just getting back to the meds, Chris Staff comes down and he does a lot of work down here at Rugby Park. I know, particularly with juniors and the seniors, he's here most Friday nights and most weekends. So thanks to Staff for putting his hand up to come and help out again today.
Good on him. It's great to have that support and have someone who's knowledgeable and experienced and can look after everyone.
Come on, Weezer!
South Australia got a big line of ladies lined up outside. If they use that ball out to the left-hand side, they are bound to score. Tassie's still trying to organise their defence a little bit here.
Huge overlap there on that down that left wing. Oh, Jet Verway.
Just steps on the outside and got on the outside of her defender. And
still a bit of gas left in the tank, I think. So well done there, Jet Verway.
Clean run through to the try line after that.
Yeah.
That could be the last play. I think that might be the 7 minutes up. We'll just see what the referee has to say. It's currently 25-5 to South Australia. And I think that might be the last play of the game.
Look how happy she is there on the left-hand side. Well done, SA.
Well, congratulations to all the ladies that have played in the under-17s today. There have been 3 games. Tassie, unfortunately, haven't won any of them, but congratulations to South Australia that have played very, very well today, dominating. I suppose that potentially all 3 games, there were phases of those games that were quite tight and areas of those games that were quite tight, but at the end of those games, in those under-17s, those 3 under-17s games, I think South Australia have come out victors quite convincingly. So congratulations to those ladies on their day today.
Yeah, look, this under-17s group that we've brought down, they are an exceptional group of girls who have a very, very tight team culture. They've done a couple of rugby trips together as a group over the years, and they really are they really are very strong role models for our under-15s group. So it's a great to see them really stepping up and embracing the values of rugby.
If you look at the screen, you can obviously see all the ladies together, which is, part of rugby, and this is what we really encourage and what we love about the game. And 2 coaches standing just on the right-hand side, having a chat and a bit of a laugh together as well. So, very much being part of the community, and rugby is the bigger picture. And it's lovely to see them arm in arm at the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm sure some really strong, passionate words were shared by our teams. I can actually hear them having a giggle and having a laugh over there. It sounds like they're doing some cheering for each other and hopefully for our match officials as well. So shout out to those guys. And again, shout out once more to our under-17 sponsor, Chromogen. Without your financial support, we wouldn't have a team here playing. We would not have been able to get this many girls out here to Tas and give them this opportunity. So really, from the bottom of my heart, SA Rugby, thanks you very much, Chromogen. Oh, looks like we're about to get straight into our 15s. Here we go. Oh, I'm having a great time, Sean. I'm still cold. It's still raining.
But we're undercover, so it's not so bad.
But I'm under a marquee.
It could be worse.
It's just the icy wind. Oh, how good's this?
Lovely to see the ladies all together clapping each other on. So the South Australian team will come on first. And by the looks of it, they're going to run over to the change rooms where the Tassie girls will come out of.
Oh, that's great to see. They're all pumped up. They're all excited. They're loving it. Having a great time. Looks like our match official in the middle of the paddock over there is having a bit of a chat with the girls too. That's good to see. Good to see some development. Hopefully, I'll put my referee hat on for the moment. Hopefully in the future we'll see some of these SA girls taking up the whistle as well, where there is endless opportunities to do match officiating, particularly for females, as we get more and more females into the game.
Yeah, Lisa, you've done a bit of reffing obviously as well, and you know, I do a bit of junior ref from time to time. I think it's really important that the referees are communicating and chatting with the players. We obviously, you know, during the game, the referee is the person that's the authority there, another person stamping on the law. But at the same time, it's lovely when referees can have a chat and have a joke and actually enjoy the game as well with the players, as opposed to, you know, just try and be in control and not wanting to, I suppose, you know, partake in the enjoyment of the game as well. Sometimes we get some referees. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that can be quite stern and not really enjoyed as much. But when we get referees that are very much a part of the game and share the experience, I think it makes the game so much better.
Oh, and I mean, you got to have fun. If you're not having fun, then I don't know what you're doing.
No, don't
you got to get out there
right.
and enjoy it. And certainly, you know, as a match official, it's very, very tough at times to make split-second decisions that can potentially call a game. But that's what they're there for. So shout out to all our match officials.
Most definitely. Thank you very much to all those officials here today and all those officials that help us to get to this point in the first place. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to be here.
All right, SA kicking off. Here we go. Great take by that Tassie player.
Number 7, I think it is.
Oh, and a good run too.
Long place. Beautiful.
That's
some
what
good
we like to
coaching
see
there.
in sevens.
Stella, this is Stella from the East Club. I do know this young lady. She's very much a character in our rugby community and loves the game.
Oh, Lily Carroll there with that counter ruck. She did not see that coming. Yeah, you got to clean that player out, Lily. You got to get rid of that player before you can come through and pick up that ball. So very accurate refereeing there. Good decision there.
Lily's a very physical player. I think throughout these 3 games, she's very much put her mark on the game from a physical point of view.
Here she goes again. Great tackle. Shout out to Lily. She plays down south of Adelaide at a club called Onkaparinga Devils. Oh, that one's gone forward and picked up by Shyla Tucker, who is off to the races. Here she goes, all the way. What's that, 60 metres? She's going to get caught. She's going to make it. She's going to make it.
All the way. Good run. Good run.
Well done. Look at that smile on her face. She loves it. Absolutely loves it. Doesn't want to take the kick, though.
She might as well. She might as well have a crack.
Well done, Shyla. And shout out to Shyla. She's going to be heading up north, up to Queensland. I believe she's got some kind of school sports scholarship. That is a mouthful of words to say when I'm this excited about all the rugby that's happening. She's, I think, heading up to Mudgee to play and be involved in some sevens up there. So really, really congratulations.
Excellent. Congratulations to her. That's awesome.
Yeah, great. All the best to her. She hails from the Barossa Valley.
So 5-0 after 2.5 minutes into this game of our under-15s South Australia versus Tassie. Good take by Tassie, and no doubt she'll run straight and hard. Oh no, she's gone on the outside.
Oh, good option. She sniffed a little bit of space. Oh, good run. She's made about 45 metres there. Well done. Oh, through the legs. Good offload. Well done. Well done. Tassie have got a bit of an overlap on the outside. Hopefully they can shift that ball out there. I think they've got the scrum advantage there too. I think there was a little knock on.
Yeah, I saw the old mate. I wasn't sure it was for a knock on, but it looks like it might be advantage over. It's play on. South Australia got the ball. Lily.
Here she goes again. Dangerous.
Yeah, when she gets that ball in her hand, I like the way she carries the ball in both hands and gives herself options, which is great. She's very physical, and wouldn't surprise me if she taps and has a crack.
Oh, run it straight, girl. Run it straight. There you go. She's got the support player right there over the top, so I think that might have been set up. That was a bit of a plan. Oh,
through the legs. It's gone backwards. It's play on and backwards again. Nice place by Kira. I'm learning a few names from the ladies on the bench. I can hear them shouting their names out.
No, referee said backwards. Play on. Lily, well done. Try and tackle me, just you dare.
Nice ball. If you can use this ball on the outside.
That one looks a little bit high. Fairly long set of phase of play here.
Yeah, Tassie are holding up the fence pretty well.
Yeah.
As I say that, South Australia make a bit of a break. We've got...
Oh, turnover looks fine.
Counter ruck and a turnover and a quick pop of the ball. And
Here we go. Here we go. Down the sideline.
Oh.
She got to get
caught. Got a jersey.
Yes. Well done.
Good chase. Stella will run hard and straight, no doubt, if I know her. Long place the ball, which is what we love to see.
Oh, SA girls are looking pretty tired. Oh, little knock on there.
All right, scrum down. So a bit of confusion. We just had a young lady, I think Lily, came off the field. Looks like she might have hurt her ankle or hurt her foot, so she was coming off to the sideline. And I don't think everyone knew exactly what was going on. So stop and play, but it looks like we're going to restart with a scrum. And I think it's going to be South Australia ball.
I just want to do a little shout out to young Alola Brody there. She's playing hooker in that scrum. Baby on tour, youngest that we have. She's really stepped up and has really, really taken like a duck to water in these girls' games. It's great to see her develop as a player and just get out there and get stuck in. It's really good.
Beautiful. She got a mascot to carry around with her?
Unfortunately, no, she doesn't. Bit of an overlook. We certainly been playing some other tour games, but yeah. Although there's still time. There's still time.
Nice scrum by South Australia.
Yeah,
quick pick up, and
scrum.
She's burning the outside. She's got a bit of pace on her as well.
Oh.
She could go all the way. Steps inside and
cuts
straight.
back inside.
Beautiful.
Here we go.
Good vision from the youngest on tour.
Oh no, that was T.
Oh,
T, the
sorry.
halfback.
My
She fed
apologies.
the ball, picked it up, and burned on the outside. Well done, T. Not the youngest on tour, although I believe is related to the youngest on tour. I believe so. So well done.
Yeah, nice snipe around the blind side.
Oh, Lola says, "Give me the ball. I want to have a crack at a conversion." Oh well, you had the right idea there, Lola. Went straight, just not quite far enough.
So the end of that half, and it is 10-0 to South Australia. Tassie, unfortunately, yet to score.
I tell you what, the Tas defence in that half has been phenomenal. SA have been foot on the gas that whole half, just putting pressure on. There was, I don't even know if there was that many missed tackles.
No, I think there was very much making tackle after tackle after tackle, and sometimes, probably scrambling their defence a little bit. Organising their defence is one of the areas I think they were struggling with, but they managed to scrap some tackles in there. And the fact that it's only 10-0, I think South Australia, have very much dominated this first half. But Tassie's defence has been pretty good to keep it to 10.
Definitely.
You can see the poncho out there.
Classic. Yep, update on the weather. Update on the weather. It is still raining and it is still very cold. We've got some blankets out for our players on the bench. Thank you to Elastoplast, who supply us with all our physio gear. They managed to sneak in some blankets. It's almost like they knew that the weather was going to be this cold. Although, I believe when SA boys were here a few weeks ago, they got snow.
Yes, most definitely. So we had snow down. So I think it was about 100 metres on that weekend. So the Friday night was freezing cold, and when I say freezing, it was absolutely frozen. We had rain coming down that was blowing sideways by wind that was coming off the mountain that was icy. Mount Wellington is not far away from us, just behind the rugby field. You can't see it now, but if you look through those trees, that's Mount Wellington. And it was absolutely icy on the Friday night. And on the way back home, I know that, I say back home, but on the way back to, I think they stayed at Springvale as well. On the way back to Springvale, they landed up actually finding some snow and seeing some snow. I know that when we went back home, we saw snow on the way home as well. And in the morning, I think they may have even gone up Mount Wellington. And for some of those boys, I think it was the first time they'd ever seen snow. So it was a great experience for them. Not only did they experience playing in freezing cold weather, which is not a great experience, but the fact that they were able to go and play in some snow the following day was very much a highlight, I think, of their tour.
Definitely for some of those boys, it would have been the first time they've seen snow. So good for them. Looking like one of the Tassie players is having a bit of a chat with the referee, possibly seeking some clarification on some law knowledge. So
that'll be Stella, of course. She loves a chat, that young lady. Great character and loves her rugby.
I hear that match officials love the halftime chats with players as well. So Stella, well done. Don't ever change that.
All right, second half about to be underway. Tassie on the right-hand side playing to left. That ball has just travelled the 10. Nice pickup from South Australia, and she could go all the way, this young lady. She's fast.
Oh, here we go.
She is fast.
All the way. Tia Hellier from the Elizabeth Rugby Club.
And the crowd goes wild.
Tia Hellier plays out at the Elizabeth Knights, playing in the mixed, still with the boys in the mixed competition. So well done. Is she going to have a... T takes the conversion. Unsuccessful. That's okay.
Lovely run. She just picked it up and found some space on the outside and used the width really well and used the pace.
By far the quietest on tour, that one.
Someone's got to be. Just reminding the South Australian ladies that when you score, you kick back to the opponents. So it's obviously different to our 15s rugby. So I think they were just... I forgot that for a second.
Yeah, most of them are actually all of those girls out there on the field play 15s in the boys mixed gender competition. Correction, I shouldn't call it boys because there is around about 10% of our player population is female in SA. Oh,
which
sorry,
is excellent.
That is wrong. I did do the numbers at the end of last season. It is 1 in 5 players being female.
1 in 5.
1 in
wow,
5.
that's amazing.
Once you even
That's
it
excellent.
out, including our women's players. Fun fact for those still listening to me at home.
Beautiful run down the left-hand side. Offload on the run, and looks like they've kept the ball alive. If they can find some space out on this right-hand side, there's definitely a lot of room out here. Unfortunately, there's a knock on there by South Australia. So it'll be a Tassie put-in to the scrum, probably about 10 or 15 metres out from their own try line. I'd love to be able to tell you how many female rugby players we have in Tas, but unfortunately, I don't know the numbers. But it is increasing, which is great. And it's lovely to hear you guys have got, 20% of your players are female players, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's great to see that, and that figure does include our women's competition, our senior women's competition, where we have around 8 teams that play 15s week in, week out. So quite a few of our senior women participating in the rugbies.
I just remember that young lady that came off with the bang to the face. She got a bang to the cheekbone. Didn't seem like there was any concussion there, but she was in quite a bit of pain, and they said rather precautionary that she doesn't play for the rest of the day, just in case she had a bit of a headache, which you get from that. But she's taken the rest of the day off, and we'll see how she goes.
Yeah. Better to be safe than sorry, so good to hear that she's having a bit of a break for the rest of the day. This is, though, a last half of our last game for the day. I've had a lot of fun. It's been great to see
it has been great.
It all come together.
So South Australia really putting their defence on now, keeping Tassie locked down in their try line or near their try line. That could be a try. No,
I think
playing
we
the player without the ball.
Looking at a penalty there for playing the player without the ball. Not sure if T was back 10 metres there. We might be having a bit of an advantage, playing some advantage for that.
So we can find some space out here, Tassie. No. All right, back to that advantage. So not 10 from the tap.
Oh, it's tempting, isn't it? You just want to hit that ball carrier. Well done, Shyla, giving the ball back. Oh, bit of a mess there.
Turnover by South Australia.
Looks like SA has turned it over.
Come out.
Referee's happy. Here we go.
Straightener. Keep the ball alive.
Shyla Tucker, very dangerous.
I was going to say, she looks like she can run. She definitely looks like she can run. Yep. Nice offload to the outside. And T, is that T?
Yeah, that's
for a second?
T under the posts. Under the posts with her second for this game.
Good support play out there, just sitting off the ball carrier and finding some space outside of her, and a nice easy run into the try line. One of the things we commented on earlier, I think what might have been the first or second game, was quite a few of the South Australian ladies will give that ball and they'll wrap around and get on the outside and look for a second touch, which is so important in all rugby, particularly in sevens, you know, trying to get that second touch on the ball and, you know, trying to put yourself into position to be able to get another touch on the ball is so important. You know, and that's how you can not only score more tries, but create more opportunities for your team.
Yeah, and try and get those, unlucky. Try and get those overlap opportunities. So conversion unsuccessful. Scores are SA 20, Tas yet to get on the board in this game. Looks like we've got around about 40 seconds left of this match. So we've got time for another kickoff.
Just waiting for a shoelace, or we may not wait for the shoelace. She might be left behind, unfortunately.
Should have gone the sub.
Tassie using the ball out, finding a bit of width now, which is good. That's Divine. That's that young lady that played up in the under 17s and has had such a cracker of a day in the under 15s, and she's still at it. She just doesn't stop, does she?
No,
it's like an Energizer bunny.
She absolutely loves it. She's a great representative from Woodville Rugby Club down in SA. She plays a little bit of rugby league as well. I think that's how she ended up in Union, was from the league world. There's a few more opportunities in South Australia for Union players than league players, so pick it up and have a go. There we go.
I think this might be the last play. I think that we are out of time. So once this ends, that could be the end of it. Let's play on in the meantime. We haven't quite finished yet.
Still going. Oh, picked up. Loose
offload.
Ball. Picked up Beth to Shyla. Oh, with the knock on, unfortunately.
And that's it. So South Australia have won that game, their third and final game for today, 20 points to 0. And from memory, South Australia, I think in the under 15s have won all 3 games. So congratulations to those ladies, and congratulations to everyone that's been out here today. Although the weather hasn't been great, it's been a wonderful display of rugby. It's been lovely to watch it, experience it, and let everybody else, I suppose, as well, you know, watch it on the YouTube footage as well, which is great, because I think there's a few people in South Australia that weren't able to get over here, and parents and family and friends, and you know, if they weren't able to watch it on the footage, they wouldn't be able to experience this.
Yeah, you're right, Sean, and shout out to Tas Rugby and all of the volunteers and players, match officials for hosting us. It has been a fantastic experience so far. I know that this is really an important part of our girls program, is giving this opportunity to tour and introduce some of our youngsters to the touring aspect of rugby, and they have had so much fun. And it's not over. It's not over. Tomorrow we are back here at Rugby Park to do some scratch matches and swap up the teams and have a bit more of fun rugby. I do believe that those games tomorrow won't be live streamed, so unfortunately we won't have it on the live stream, but such is life. We got them today, and that's what counts.
So thanks to those that have watched today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope that you have you know, if you're not a player that plays, or not a person that plays rugby, hopefully you've learned something. And thank you, Lisa, for your time and sitting on the other side of the mic with me and calling the game.
Oh, thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me. See you later, all.
Cheers.